Good morning, everybody, and welcome. We are about to start the ceremony, so I ask that you silence your phones. We also ask that you do not use the hotel Wi-Fi during the ceremony. Thank you so much.
Good morning. We now welcome Grand Bahama Youth Choir Director, Mr. Kevin Tomlinson, and special guest vocalist, Casanique Burrows. Please stand for the playing of the national anthems. According to protocol, we will first play the national anthem of the United States of America, followed by the national anthem of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light all the ramparts we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we've watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Lift up your head to the rising sun, Bahama land. March on to glory, your bright banner waving high. See how the world marks the manner of your bearing, pledged to excel through love and unity, pressing onward, march together to a common loftier goal, steady sunward, though the weather hide the white at retro show. Lift up your head to the rising sun, Bahama land, till the road you've trod leads unto your God. March on, Bahama
Please be seated. Mrs. Anne Marie Davis, spouse of the Prime Minister, senior government officials and heads of department, Dr. Abinette Roll, Managing Director for the Public Hospitals Authority, Chairman and members of the Board of Directors of Western Atlantic University School of Medicine, Dr. Paula Wales, Executive Dean and Chief Academic Officer, Mr. Bill Colgan, Chairman of the Board for WAUSM, heads of community and youth organizations, faculty, colleagues, students, families, and friends. A pleasant good morning and welcome to each and every one of you. Welcome to the 5th Western Atlantic University School of Medicine White Coat Ceremony. I am Dr. Laura Welke, the founding campus dean for WAUSM, and it is my privilege to be here today as your Master of Ceremony. At this time, I'd like to introduce Mrs. Anne Marie Davis. She is an experienced, retired, licensed chartered accountant. She is an avid humanitarian. Since 2010, she's been advocating passionately for the empowerment and full enfranchisement of women and young girls. She is known as a mother to Bahamians because of her community work. Her mantra is, quote, "We must wipe every tear from every eye, and even when we reach one, we would have done much." She is married to the Honorable Philip E. Davis, Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Welcome, Mrs. Anne Marie Davis.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. I'm scared to touch this mic. Thank you. Be seated. Thank you, Madam Mistress of Ceremonies. So I adopt the protocol already established. It is always a pleasure to be back in this magic city, Freeport. I'm always happy to be here. On behalf of the Prime Minister, Honorable Philip E. Davis, the government, and the people of the Bahamas, I bring greetings to you this morning and the government's highest regards to the leaders of this Western Atlantic University School of Medicine on the occasion of your 5th White Coat Ceremony. I extend my personal thanks to Stephanie Dolan and the Office of Student Affairs for her kind invitation to address this distinguished class of future health care providers. I'm so happy to be here. So, welcome to the Bahamas, everyone. This is where the business and the investment climates are friendly. Our weather and the smiles of our people are warm, and their attitudes decidedly hospitable. We treasure your strategic partnership with the government and the people of the Bahamas, and the confidence that you have reposed in the country's leadership, the principles of Grand Bahama Port Authority, and the economy of Grand Bahama. In just 3 days, on the 16th of May, 2023, the government of the Bahamas will break ground on a brand new state-of-the-art hospital to more comprehensively meet the needs of a growing, aging local population, as well as a growing number of visitors to our shores here. It is expected, therefore, ladies and gentlemen, that at some point in the future, this new healthcare facility will not only be a teaching hospital, like the Princess Margaret Hospital in New Providence, but it will facilitate medical research. It is hoped and expected that the deliberate expansion of our healthcare infrastructure will cause for a deepening and broadening of our current partnership and beyond the 20 months long preclerkship curriculum to include some, if not all, of the following: the full clerkship curriculum, core rotations, occupational English test medicine, sub-internship, urgent care, emergency medicine, elective rotations, and residency. This important partnership has the mutually beneficial potential to be the catalyst for growth into what can become significant and stronger economic pillars of this island's economy, where tourism, education, medical research, and professional healthcare delivery services converge to not only diversify but buttress the fundamentals of our economy. To the incoming students, I reiterate the objectives of this institution of higher learning through one of the esteemed leaders, Paula Walks, Executive Dean and Chief Academic Officer. Embrace and internalize this objective, ensuring that it becomes manifest in you as both a medical student and practicing medical professionals long after you would have left the confines of these halls of learning. She opined that in their job as leaders at this School of Medicine is to provide you with opportunities that will allow your skills and leadership to develop so you can become master adaptive learners who are positioned to succeed as MDs in your specialties of choice. Your job and responsibility are to ensure that Dr. Wales and her colleagues at Western Atlantic University School of Medicine are successful in carrying out their academic and scholastic mandates. As a parent of a medical doctor, I am keenly aware of the level of dedication, focus, time, and energy that is required to succeed in this highly competitive and critical academic discipline, where seemingly simple errors and miscommunications can mean the difference between life and death, or the difference between a high quality of life vis-a-vis the reality of restricted assisted living. I therefore congratulate and thank you on taking on this weighty responsibility and the Hippocratic oath to do everything in your mortal power to preserve, protect, and prolong the sanctity of human life when and where possible. To the parents of the family members of the present here today, of these students here today, I beseech you to give these medical students your greatest support and much encouragement as they embark on, arguably, the 5 most intense and challenging years of their young lives. Students, you are indeed courageous, fearless, caring, compassionate, empathetic, and special. So give yourselves a rounding round of applause, please. Thank you. So I challenge the white coats to be agents of change and a world citizen wherever your professional practices take you, be it in a sophisticated and high-end waterfront private practice in a major city, or a mobile concierge health services, a health clinic in a rural community, a medic in the military, a public health facility, or a healthcare professional in some undeserved and war-torn area in a foreign country. Wherever you are, wherever your career takes you, project and personify the vision, the mission, and value proposition of this Western Atlantic University School of Medicine. I further challenge you to ensure that at all material times throughout your career, your alma mater is the most admired medical school in the world for its commitment to the protection of human life and the health and well-being of the communities that you serve. Based solely on the human capital you embody and the healthcare products and services you consistently, professionally, and cheerfully deliver without prejudice. So this is the ultimate tribute to this cohort of future leaders that you can pay to your professors, your tutors, your mentors, and to this university that would have given you so much and contributed so mightily in shaping and defining you, both professionally and personally. So I wish you every success. Your curriculum here in Freeport and your professional career, I wish you every success in that. Wherever you go, I encourage you to extol the virtues of the Bahamas. Freely and frequently share all of your fond memories of your experiences here, encouraging and convincing all of your family, colleagues, and friends who aspire to a career in medicine that the Freeport campus of the Western Atlantic University School of Medicine is the place to be. So, thank you for your kind invitation. God bless you, everyone, and please have a wonderful day. I thank you.
At this time, I'd like to invite our Executive Dean and Chief Academic Officer of WAUSM, Dr. Paula Wales, to give Dean's remarks. A Harvard Macy Scholar with more than 25 years of experience in U.S. and international medical education, she is among the foremost experts in both accreditation standards and curriculum oversight in North America. Please help me welcome to the podium Dr. Wales.
Thank you, Dr. Welke. Protocol having been established, I'd like to greet everyone with a pleasant and hearty good morning. All right, good. Sounds like a good audience. That's good. My name, as Dr. Welke said, is Dr. Paula Wales, and I am serving as the founding executive dean, the chief academic officer, and a professor of medical education here at Western Atlantic University School of Medicine, also known as WAUSM. Before joining WAUSM, I served in leadership roles in multiple medical schools, including the Indiana University School of Medicine and Ross University School of Medicine. And most recently, I was the founding education dean for the Nova Southeastern University MD program. And I am thrilled to be the executive dean here at WAUSM. You've heard this a couple times this morning, but I still can't believe that it is our 5th white coat ceremony. With the coding of this class, we will have students in all 5 of our pre-clerkship semesters, which is just amazing. So this is truly an historic event, and I'm very grateful to be spending this special time with all of you today. So in addition to welcoming and thanking our honored guests for attending, I'd also like to welcome our dedicated faculty and staff, our fearless leaders, and I'd like to ask you to join me in giving another round of applause for our May 2023 entering class. Students, as you know, medical school is tough, but I want you to know that you are surrounded by a strong support system. You'll be supported by faculty, by staff, by classmates and loved ones, and we will all help you on getting through this very challenging and exciting time in your life. Our forward-thinking medical school would not exist without our innovative curriculum and those who develop and deliver it. Would the members of our distinguished faculty please stand and be recognized? These are the rock stars that make it happen. So, thank you very much. And our medical students would not be here today without the unwavering support of their loved ones. I'm sure all of the students have had unique paths to getting here to medical school. They've had ups and downs, and I know that you are all a source of pride for your family and your friends. I'd like our students' special guests to stand. There are no special guests here. Please stand. All right, there we go. Thank you. Thank you for supporting your students in the past and as we go forward. So, as the Chief Academic Officer of Western Atlantic University School of Medicine, I would be remiss if I left the stage today without doing a quick lesson, giving a quiz, and making a homework assignment, all right? Okay, so here's the lesson. We're all ready? One of the first things the charter class did at WAUSM as a group was to establish the WAUSM hand signal, right? Looks like this. So it's a W, very crisp W, no extra fingers, crisp W, okay? Everybody do that? Okay. All right, so here is the quiz part. I'm going to count to 3 and say WAUSM, right? When I do, I want each of you to flash the hand signal, okay? You'll do it with me. So this is a mastery quiz, which what that means is we'll continue to do it until everyone in the room gets it right. So we've got plenty of time to do that, although I have faith in you that you're probably able to do it the first time. So let's see. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, WAUSM. Okay, no wiggly hands on the end. Good job. I think you passed with flying colors. Good job. All right. So now here's your homework assignment, all right? For the rest of my talk, you don't have to do it for everyone's talk. You can, but you don't have to. For the rest of my talk, every time I say WAUSM, you flash the hand sign, right? So you got to pay attention. All right, now this should be a lot of fun, so let's see. All right, now we're going to learn a little bit more about WAUSM's entering May 2023 class. 42% of them are male, and 58% are female. So, yeah. And all I can say about that is may the odds be ever in your favor. Our students range in age from 22 to 41. Yeah. And their average age is 27 years, 9 months, and 2 days. Got all that? All right. 9 of our students have graduate degrees. 12 or 46% of the class hails from groups considered underrepresented in medicine, which is pretty impressive. 19 members of the incoming class have undergraduate degrees in biology or biological sciences, and a few of our students have undergraduate degrees in French, food science, marketing, business administration, and hotel administration. Pretty cool, huh? We have a varied group. 54% of this group sailed on one of the first 2 inaugural WAUSM cruises this past March. So it's good to see you again. Oh, yeah. You got me, thank you. All right, you are good. All right, members of the class come from 3 countries of residence, the Bahamas, Canada, right, and the US. All right, so now is the time where it might start to feel a little competitive. So if you feel compelled to cheer for a group that resonates with you, you are invited to do so, okay? So here we go. In terms of US states, the May 2023 WAUSM entering class comes from 16 different states. The state sending the most students to the May 2023 WAUSM class is, can you do a drum roll? Good, all right. Beautiful, all right. So where do you think the most students come from in terms? Florida's it, number 1, good job. I need to give you my talk so you've got it, perfect. All right, there is a 2-way tie between the state sending the second most students to this class. You thought I was gonna say WAUSM, didn't you? Do you wanna guess who the tie is between the second most? All right, I've heard Texas and California. It's actually Missouri and Wisconsin. Yeah. All right, the undergraduate university sending the most students to the 2023 WAUSM class is, take a guess? All right, Florida State University. All right. And there's a tie between the undergraduate university sending the second most students to the class. The tie is between Arizona State University and the University of Wisconsin. All right. So I think this will get a big round of applause. A few members of the class have parents and/or other family members who are physicians or other healthcare professionals. I thought I would get a big ruckus. All right. Speaking of healthcare professionals, 18 of our incoming students have worked as healthcare professionals before coming to medical school. We have medical assistants in the group. We have an RN with over 10 years of experience. Find her or him and study with that person. We have nursing assistants. We have scribes. Any scribes? Yeah, that's right. We have pharmacy technicians, EMTs, lab techs. We have a hyperbaric technician, an orthopedic technician, a medical interpreter, and even an esthetician for dermatology. So congratulations. And several of our students indicated that they were inspired to go into medicine because they experienced their own personal health issues or they watched family members experience them. So I think that makes your experience in medical school very powerful when you can relate to it personally in that way. So I'm excited for you as you learn. Students in this class have lived in several countries, including the Bahamas, Canada, Colombia, Gabon, Ghana, India, we're not hearing a lot of Kenya, Mexico, Nigeria, Pakistan, the Philippines, Sweden, and the United States. Members of this class come to us with a variety of previous professional experiences, including we have a professional horse trainer. Yeah. We have a student who undertook Islamic theological training in seminary, which is cool. We have a student who started a company making knives and belts at the tender age of 13. That's pretty impressive, yeah. We have a health coach who's traveled to patients' homes. We have a student who worked as a Red Cross blood donor screener. We even have a student who served as a nuclear weapons specialist in the United States Air Force. And we thank you for your service. We also have a student that owned a gym for 8 years before joining WAUSM. Which reminds me, this class is an athletic bunch. We have a variety of athletes in the class, including baseball players. We're not hearing it for the, no love for the baseball players. Tennis players, soccer players, water polo players, equestrians. Oh, nothing for the equestrians. I'll give you some love. And athletic trainers. Good. This class also has some musicians in the group. We have drummers, pianists. Yeah, I thought that would happen. And even a student who composes music and likens it to working in healthcare due to the collaborative efforts of diverse elements, which I thought was interesting. Our May WAUSM students come to us with a variety of interests and experiences, including where's Dr. Evans? She'll love this. We have a student in this class who served as vice president of a conduct board and as a student ambassador at their university. Dr. Evans is our assistant dean for student affairs. We have a student who participated in a dance marathon and in Relay for Life. We have a student who went on a medical mission trip to Kenya. And we have a student who started a foundation to raise awareness for childhood heart disease. I think that's you. Good. We have several hospice volunteers, and we have a student who worked with a local fire department to identify lower income areas in which to open vaccination sites. Yeah. We even have a pseudo celebrity in the class, right? You all ready? We have a person who was an assistant to David Copperfield. How cool is that? Yeah. Our faculty will be delighted to know that we have some scholars in this class, including a student who's conducted women's health and pediatric ICU research. We have, we have another student who's conducted original Drosophila research. Drosophila is a genus of fly. That's very cool. And we have a student with experience as an anatomy lab assistant. Dr. Welke. Okay. I would also like to acknowledge that we have at least 2 students in this class who are first-generation college students, which I think is pretty amazing. I'm glad you're here. The bottom line is, we welcome each of you. We celebrate your diversity and the fact that you are one step closer to becoming the physician you are meant to be. We're glad you're here, and we are thrilled and humbled to assist you on this noble journey. And we think the future of medicine and the future of WAUSM looks very bright indeed. Thank you.
At this time, I'd like to introduce our keynote speaker. Dr. Abinette Roll is an innovative healthcare catalyst with over 30 years of experience in the field. She commenced her career as a registered nurse and midwife in public and private healthcare sectors. At present, she serves as the managing director for the Public Hospitals Authority, the Bahamas. Mrs. Roll successfully completed her bachelor's in law with second-class honors from the University of London, United Kingdom, and continued on to achieve her master's in business administration with specialization in risk management and a PhD in organizational leadership from Michael University. She was successful in her placement at the Eugene Dupuis Law School, where she served as president and graduated in September 2008. She was called to the Bahamian Bar in that same year, 2008. Mrs. Roll continued her education and obtained advanced training in healthcare risk and quality manager and is a certified professional in healthcare risk management from the American Hospital Association. Occupational health and safety specialist, certified international project manager, certified project risk manager, and a wound care specialist. She also trained as an international accredited mediator from the London School of Mediation, has a master's certificate in healthcare leadership from Cornell University. Mrs. Roll recently launched her business as the Next Level Consultant. She is extremely resourceful and can adeptly garner collaboration at all levels, from the front line to board level leadership. Her favorable outcomes as a certified John Maxwell speaker, trainer, coach, and DISC personality assessment consultant. She is also the author of the book, The RICH, Experience, Expectations of Patients and Providers. Please help me welcome Ms. Roll to the podium.
Standing on the protocol already established, I would still like to acknowledge First Lady, Mrs. Anne-Marie Davis, Dr. Paula Weiss, Executive Dean on Chief Academic Officer, Dr. Laura Welk, Dean and Professor, Dr. Nancy Southridge, Assistant Dean, Chair and Professor, Mr. Bill Colgan, Chairman of the Board, and Dr. Marcus Bethel, Director and former Minister of Health at Mrs. Bethel. Also like to acknowledge Mr. Ian Rowe, President of the Port, Permanent Secretary Melvin Seymour, other distinguished government officials, special guests, parents, family, friends, and the class of 2023, good morning. It is certainly a pleasure to be here with you. Please accept my sincere thanks for extending this invitation to celebrate with you, your exceptional leadership team and faculty, and your amazing students during this 5th White Coat ceremony, marking their entry into the medical profession. Hopefully, I will have the opportunity, if not today, then in the not too distant future, to visit and view some of the highlights of your campus, including your state-of-the-art simulation facilities and student labs. Class of 2023, you have embarked on an incredible journey of becoming a doctor. This profession is not like any other. Being a doctor is not simply a job, it's a life's work. Your acceptance of a white coat today is an outward demonstration of a solemn and personal commitment. It is a milestone of which those who support you can feel justifiably proud, because their support has helped you reach this plateau, and I am sure that you will continue to feel that support right through to your graduation. To the relatives, friends, and loved ones of the Western Atlantic University Medical School, I extend my congratulations to you. Congratulations for your support given to these wonderful great minds and compassionate hearts that are now beginning their professional education and training to become medical doctors. I am sure it was not easy, and also being a parent of a daughter following in my footsteps, not as a medical doctor, but also attaining her PhD as a prevention scientist and community health specialist, I understand the pressure. I congratulate you on ensuring that on many occasions, you made sacrifices all along the way. However, despite the challenges faced, you are to be commended for your support of these young individuals, young in spirit or young in age, who are pledged to a profession that is focused on improving the lives of others, helping and healing communities. Class, you are now entering healthcare, having been a part of the biggest global crisis, one may say, COVID-19, which has turned healthcare upside down. We now see a shift in patients visiting our emergency rooms due to the lack of follow-up care, non-compliance, lockdowns, and fear of exposure. Healthcare is now burdened with an increase in non-communicable diseases, longer hospital stays, and presently, nursing and physician shortages. I can tell you, having been in healthcare from the age of 17, you will face many hardships. By the very nature of the medical profession, you must learn to deal with death and dying, tragedies, and long work hours. You will feel the burden of responsibility for the health and well-being of others, and sometimes it may feel like you are all alone and overwhelmed. What will sustain you in those dark moments is the same individual and personal commitment to heal and to serve, which inspires you today to take and wear the white coat. Separate from your individual commitment is your commitment to the patients you will serve. The commitment that I speak about is the willingness to work hard and give your energy and time to the profession. This involves dedicating yourself with necessities, careful consideration, and understanding. Class, Commitment is the very essence of human relationships and is no different in healthcare. It can be viewed as a moral and ethical responsibility, as it involves a duty and an obligation on the part of the provider of care. When patients see committed caregivers, it communicates that they can exercise a level of trust and confidence in the medical team. This also extends to being compassionate. We don't only require doctors who are technically savvy, but who can also demonstrate the virtues of compassion and empathy. Like Henry Nouwen questioned in his book, The Wounded Healer, and I quote, "How many patients will leave the hospital healed of their physical illness, but hurt in their feelings," end quote. And I want to repeat it because I need it to sink in, because sitting in healthcare today, I see compassion slipping outside of the door. How many patients will leave the hospital healed of their physical illness, but hurt in their feelings? Completing a simple task for a patient or family can be done in ways which are empowering and soothing, or in ways that are not demeaning and disrespectful. Recognize the uniqueness of each patient. No two patients are alike, not even twins. Call them by their names, not by their room numbers. Have real dialogue with patients and families. That is, human to human, rather than doctor to patient. This includes patient autonomy and respecting patients' views and involving them in care decisions. While being committed, take time and sit with your patients. Don't just communicate, connect with them. Ask them, how are they doing? What could you do for them? How are your families coping with your illness? It's a personal touch. Acknowledge his or her pain. Show gratitude for that person who trusts you enough to communicate his or her pain, doubts, and uncertainties. Put yourself in the patient's bed and try to feel how they may feel sitting in an environment every day, watching others walk up and down and not saying anything to them. All they want is a few minutes of your time. The rigors of your studies and ups and downs of both life and academic and the practice of healthcare will test you. But stay true to your commitment, a commitment you publicly reaffirm today with this white coat ceremony will keep you true to your course all the way to your final stages of medical school and throughout your career. Be proud of where you are today. Understand that you will make mistakes, regardless of your education, regardless of how smart you are, regardless of the tools. You will read, as you get into your studies, that to err is human. Learn from your mistakes and move forward. Take time for yourself, time to unwind, time to retreat, and time to recharge. Remember that you are a human with feelings and not a robot. It is okay to cry. It is acceptable to say sorry, and it is okay to accept responsibility for your mistakes. Celebrate your wins all along the way and stay motivated. Build positive relationships starting with your cohort, the 27 of you. You will need one another. Teamwork is important in healthcare as you coordinate the patient's plan of care. No man is an island in healthcare. You cannot conduct your work every day if the persons from housekeeping will not come, remove the garbage, and clean the ward. You cannot do anything unless you have the nurse to support you with the administration of the care that you have so prescribed. You cannot do anything unless you speak with the persons in imaging as it relates to your diagnostic results. Have a positive behavior and maintain high standards as you move around the hospital, the clinics, or wherever you may be placed. Interact with patients, families, and loved ones. Create an environment where patients can boast of having a rich experience. That is, where healthcare professionals ensure that there is respect, inclusion in their care, commitment, and honesty. Students, I invite you to pledge these 7 standards that are taken from my book, The Rich Experience, Expectations of Patients and Providers, as follows. Number 1, when I interact with you, I will welcome you with a smile no matter what. Number 2, when you are in pain and suffering, I will be compassionate at the time of need. When we communicate, I will do my best to ensure you understand and are understood. When I see you, I will respect you as a person first. When planning your treatment regimen, I will include you in all decisions regarding your care. When you don't understand, I will be committed to your education. And finally, number 7, when your results are not as planned, I will be honest and transparent with you. Class of 2023, the world awaits your talent. Someone is waiting for your touch, your kind words, and sometimes just a little hug. This is just the beginning of your lifelong journey in the medical profession. Stay on the right path and enjoy the journey. I am sure that you are the future of healthcare as individuals like myself pass the baton to you. You are the difference maker of tomorrow. So with that, I congratulate you for where you are now, and I look forward in the next few years to be attending your graduation and also having heard from your professors all of the great work that you would have done, all of the compliments that have come as it relates to you working within the facilities and strengthening wherever you can as global healthcare professionals. So today, I tip my hat to you and congratulate you on a journey that will really show you what healthcare is all about. Thank you.
I would now like to introduce Dr. Nancy Selfridge, Assistant Dean, Chair, and Professor of Clinical Medicine in the Department of Medical Education. Dr. Selfridge received her MD from Southern Illinois University School of Medicine, where she also completed her residency in family medicine. Dr. Selfridge spent 26 years in family medicine clinical practice and has spent the last 12 years in leadership positions in international medical education, leading faculty and teaching medical students where she has won numerous awards. I invite Dr. Selfridge to the podium to speak to you about the meaning of the white coat.
Welcome again. And so this message is for our students this semester. Today's the last day you're going to wear your white coat in celebration. After this, it's work clothes. So what does that mean? Well, Joseph Campbell, American writer and professor of comparative mythology and comparative religion, wrote extensively about common themes in myth and legend that inspire us and inform our values and aspirations across time and culture. And he described the hero's journey as one of these themes. You've seen this story many, many times before, and a lot of you spend a fair amount of time talking about your favorite films and franchises. So examples of hero's journey are found in Lord of the Rings, Avengers, Star Wars, Harry Potter, The Equalizer, I love Denzel, The Old Guard, Gray Man, etc., etc. Just look at the Netflix lineup. The endeavor you've now agreed upon, to embark upon by donning your white coat is no less of a hero's journey. So how is that? Well, according to Campbell, every hero's journey starts with a call to change, a sense that life as it is right now is not what I want. And for many of you, this was a call to study and eventually practice medicine, though you might have come to it in a kind of roundabout way after trying many, many other things. But this is an opportunity to take care of people, and you're inspired to help and to heal. And just like heroes in myths and legends, you probably encountered some obstacles, some naysayers, and what Campbell called guardians of the gate, who in essence were telling you, you can't have this, you're not good enough, you can't do this. But then preternatural help came to you in the form of an admission to WAUSM, and you took your first step, which came in the form of this admission, and you took the step out of your well-known previous existence, nice and comfortable for many of you, and you stand at the threshold now very excited, but this is an unknown realm. And typical of a hero's journey, you'll soon face challenges. Shall I mention summative quizzes, summative examinations, anatomy practicals, and also relationships. And even though you'll encounter helpers and mentors on your journey, at some point in your training, you're really going to enter the abyss. You're going to be beset by not just challenges, but temptations. And what do I mean by that? Well, I'm thinking of weekend in Freeport, and the beaches are beautiful. I'm thinking shortcuts around doing what your faculty want you to do, which is learn your material deeply and thoroughly, etc. But when you enter the abyss, it's characterized by feeling some things that all of us go through in this journey. And that is feeling overworked, tired. Is anybody tired after the first week besides me? Oh, they raised hands, okay. Overwhelmed, anxious, angry, guilty, unworthy, and maybe even a little depressed. If you feel depressed, get help. But most of you will stay the course through this suffering and wrestling mostly with yourself, and will gain new knowledge, skills, and attitudes that will prepare you for a return home with the gift, as Professor Kimball said, and you will use this to help countless patients in your work. Now, this transformation will make it possible for you to do the difficult work of a physician, and I cannot begin to describe how incredibly difficult the commitment is. According to Dr. Arthur Townsend, a black physician practicing in Tennessee in the early 20th century, and realized this man could not have had an easy time with his education or his practice given that context. He said this work requires you to do all the good you can for all the people you can in all the ways you can. And I would add 24/7, because physician becomes an identity, not just a job. So in the meantime, every time you don your white coat, it's going to be a reminder of this path that you've chosen, a kind of a team uniform, if you will, and a grounding talisman to remind you of the work at hand and who you are. And at the same time, your white coat will have some practical uses too. Insulation in our air-conditioned classrooms, right? Or during the 2 weeks of winter in Freeport, a laundry indicator, a pillow for your tired head, a hazmat suit when you're in your pediatric clerkship, and if you don't know what I'm alluding to, ask me afterwards. It's going to be pajamas for some of you, and if in a decade you have not yet fallen asleep in your white coat, email me if I'm around. A tear catcher for your patients and your colleagues and even your own tears, because it just so happens that the full catastrophe of the rest of your life continues to happen and does not stop just because you've made a commitment to do this training and this career. One of my favorite films is A League of Their Own, starring an incredibly appealing young Tom Hanks. Maybe I'm revealing too much. Playing an alcoholic, washed up and injured baseball player, Jimmy Dugan, who now finds himself coaching a women's baseball team during World War II. The sport became incredibly popular at this time after men's teams were decimated by enlistments in the U.S. Armed Forces. And at one point in the film, and some of you have seen it and may remember, Jimmy finds his star player, Dottie, leaving the team to return home with her husband, newly discharged from the Army. And he says to her, you know, if you want to go home with your husband, that's just fine, but you owe me an explanation because I know you love this game. Dottie says to him, it just got too hard. And at some point in the next few years, you may find yourself feeling the same way. And if you happen to share your feelings with me, I'll likely say what Jimmy Dugan said to Dottie. It's supposed to be hard. If it wasn't hard, everyone would do it. The hard is what makes it great. And the hard is what makes it a hero's journey. The hard is why you're here. And it transforms you so that you can inevitably do the hard work of being a physician for the rest of your life. Welcome to medical school, the hardness and greatness of it all.
And now for the moment we have all been waiting for, the donning of the white coats. Each of you have been pinned with a gold lapel pin engraved with a heart. The pins are a gift from the Arnold P. Gold Foundation, a public foundation dedicated to fostering humanism in medicine. I welcome Dr. Mark Coleman to the stage to don our first three students. Eranina Afreyu. Simra Ali. Sandy Eugenie Rumer. I invite Dr. Peter Doherty to don the next three students. Herkel Colley. Tyler Crow. Evan Matthew Dibon. I welcome Dr. Omar Sinar Elshi to don the next three students. Kent Domi Alfred A. Ibale. Brittany Yeager. I invite Dr. Eric Nielsen to take the stage to don the next three students. Ryan Lacombe. Nicholas Lagar. Christian Ernesto Milan Almeida. I invite Dr. Roger Diltz to the podium to don the next three students. Anye Hua. Jane Francis Okamaka Okanoe. And Kita Patel. I'll now ask Dr. Selfridge to step forward to don the next three students. Nicole Parrish. Porter. Rodney Roll. I invite Dr. Lior Zellner to take the stage to don the next three students. Jamila Scott. Michael Zafransky. Crystal Thompson. I invite Dr. Josh Webb to take the stage to don the next two students. Jessica Torres. Sarah Danielle Velasquez. I invite Dr. Nicole Reeves to take the podium to don the next two students. Jennifer Weeder. stage Dr. Christine Fowler. Dr. Christine Fowler will be donning Jonathan Jimenez. We now welcome Professor Dr. Omar Sinar Elchi to the stage to give the Physician's Pledge.
Good morning again. At this time, I'd like to ask all students and physicians present who would like to recite the Physician's Pledge to please stand, raise your right hand, and repeat after me. As a member of medical profession, I solemnly pledge to dedicate my life to the service of humanity. The health and well-being of my patient will be my first consideration. I will respect the autonomy and dignity of my patient. I will maintain the utmost respect to human life. I will not permit consideration of age, disease or disability, creed, ethnic origin, gender, nationality, political affiliation, race, sexual orientation, social standing, or any other factor to intervene between my duty and my patient. I will respect the secrets that are confined in me even after the patient has died. I will practice my profession with conscience and dignity and in accordance with good medical practice. I will foster the honor and noble traditions of the medical profession. I will give to my teachers, colleagues, and students the respect and gratitude that is their due. I will share my medical knowledge for the benefit of the patient and the advancement of healthcare. I will attend to my own health, well-being, and abilities in order to provide care of the highest standard. I will not use my medical knowledge to violate human rights and civil liberties, even under threat. I make this promise solemnly, freely, and upon my honor. Thank you very much.
At this time, I'd like to welcome our founding Student Government Association President, Ms. Milena Gade, to give closing remarks.
Hello, WAUSM faculty, staff, guests, and students. Oh, yeah. My name is Milena Gade, and I am the SGA president. Can you guys hear me okay? Yes, okay. As a fellow medical student, I am honored to speak with you today. I want to take this opportunity to share with you some things that I wish that someone had said to me when I was in your shoes. 5 short semesters ago, I too was standing where you are. I felt like I was on top of the world. I worked tirelessly to get to medical school, sacrificing along the way, and with my white coat in one hand, the spirit of accomplishment settled in. I had finally made it. A dream that both my immigrant family and young self yearned for, a dream that I thought would be impossible, finally became a reality. Every denial letter led me to this point, at this school, WAUSM. I was standing right where I was destined to be. At this time, you're probably feeling a whirlwind of emotions too. And that's okay, because this moment is special. This ceremony is all about you. And while I am here to celebrate with you all today, I also want to give you a glimpse of what it's like to be in medical school. You may spend long hours in the library memorizing obscure details that you're pretty sure you're never going to need to know. The saying that medical school is like drinking out of a fire hose is true, and sometimes it feels like 2. But I do have a secret, and the thing is that you're not alone. Take a second and look around. Students, take a second and look around. These individuals will be your lifelines. Sharing is caring, right? So share the load of medical school. Share the amount of water that you're drinking from the hose. Lean on your family, faith, and friends when the going gets tough. You also have a community of medical students, faculty, and staff who are here to support you. But hey, a whole lot of coffee, energy drinks, and prayer will get you through the tough times too. And here's the thing, all of those struggles are what make medical school so great. They're what push us to be better students, better doctors, and better human beings. They're what teach us resilience, patience, and the importance of a good night's sleep. And I mean that, good night's sleep. The medical profession is a rewarding one, and you are about to embark on a journey that will require you to not only challenge your minds, but also your hearts. As physicians, we have the unique privilege of helping people when they're at their most vulnerable. We get to be their advocates, their confidants, and their healers. At the same time, being a physician is not just about the science, it's about empathy, compassion, and understanding. It's about recognizing that every patient comes with their own unique set of experiences, circumstances, and challenges. As you have donned your white coats today and taken the Hippocratic Oath, I urge you to remember that medicine is not just a profession, it's a calling. So my colleagues, I welcome you to WAUSM with open arms. Congratulations on this incredible achievement. I hope you leave today knowing that the sacrifices that you have made to be here have been worth it. As you embark on this journey, remember to be kind, be curious, and never give up on your dreams. The world needs more physicians like you, and I cannot wait to see the amazing things that you will achieve in the years to come. From one peer to another, here's to your success. Thank you.
This concludes our 5th WAUSM White Coat Ceremony. We would like to give a big thank you to Kevin Tomlinson for his musical accompaniment. Thank you to Mr. James Drucker, Senior Vice President and Chief Marketing Officer over there with the GoPro. And his entire team who have live streamed and photographed today's ceremony. Thank you very much. I would like to give a hearty applause to the Office of Student Affairs. In addition to them, all the other WAUSM colleagues for the production of our ceremony. A lot of work goes into this, so congratulations to everyone. Finally, thank you to the Grand Lucayan team that helped to make today's ceremony possible. So at this time, we will take official photographs. Please remain seated until our stage party, students, faculty have exited, at which time we welcome everyone to the foyer for light refreshments. Thank you very much.